Hey everyone. So I am back online and I want to keep working on this character, this little fisherman that I'm creating, my own design. And today I would like to maybe work on this fishing rod and maybe a bit on his suit, start detailing some things, because everything I have are just pretty basic shapes yet. So yeah, I found this rod searching it on Pinterest, and I forgot to take note of the artist's name, but I can look offline and bring it to you guys, because I think it's important to give credit to people who create things. And it's an artist who has many cool things on their art station. So yeah, I'll bring it later to tell you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna try doing most of the things here on ZBrush, but I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to. This thingy here, the wire, I don't know how to say this in English. I think it would be easier to create this in Maya, but I'm gonna try to do the rest in ZBrush. Let's see how that works out for me. Okay, yeah, so without further ado, I will start working. So I will bring a cylinder here. Let me just bring a different color to the scene, because I don't like that super white color on my eyes. And I always like to have a simpler cylinder to start with. So I'm gonna come to initialize here, give it 16 divisions and 3 in here to get rid of all of the horizontal lines, and make it a polymesh 3D. Yep, that sounds good. I'm gonna append it to my scene now. It's gonna be huge. And I will just inflate it a bit. And I always like to taper things. It doesn't look like this tapers too much, but I'm gonna do that to mine, I think. So for this, I'll just as this doesn't have any subdivisions, I don't need to do anything fancy with it. So I'm just gonna just gonna scale the tip, and I will also use ZModeler to add some subdivisions to this guy. Multiple edge loops, maybe 5 would be already good enough. ZBrush can be a bit hard sometimes. Oh, this is too much. Okay, let me just, oh, I got it. Oh yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, and now to make my life easier, I'm just gonna come to bend curve, add a bit of points. Yep, that sounds good. I'm going to start bending this guy over. I want to make this slightly bigger than the character. Let me see. Maybe calm about how I'm doing stuff here. Not rush anything. I like not rushing things when I'm working on this. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm not gonna worry about removing symmetry from it right now, because I want to place everything on top of it first, and then I can think about removing the symmetry, giving it a bit of a wiggly thingy. Okay, And also, like, I want a little color for that. Would be nice. Kind of like this. Yeah, that sounds okay to me. Okay, let me just go back to my gizmo. I want to place it near the character. Yeah, that sounds good. And now I want to do like these little guys here. Should be just fairly easy to do. Like, I don't think I'm gonna create like a hole for this. Just to keep it simple. Yeah, but I need to create a hole for this, right? Append another cylinder. Give it like a gray color. Bring it here. Just make it very small. Just compare. Okay, it needs to be like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Okay. Ooh. Sometimes ZBrush is a bit hard to control. I don't know, it gets very snappy. I don't know if it happens with you guys. I see that we have one viewer. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you enjoy what I'm creating here. I'm trying to work on this little rod. Little fishing rod. Okay. Ooh. Then, okay, I'll just duplicate this and work. Like this, maybe. And I see that, like, this has like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Maybe it would be nice for me to work with like 8 subdivisions instead of 16 in here. So let me just create like an inset for this guy. Ooh. Why does ZBrush make things harder sometimes? Okay, let me insert this. All. Ooh. Oh wait, no, I want to insert. What? Insert? Oh, it won't let me insert. Why? Did you even? Oh. Wow. Can I delete? Wow. that's new to me. Like, ZBrush is not letting me insert the polygons. It's so weird. Okay. I wanted to do everything in ZBrush, but it's making it hard for me. Bevel. Let me bevel. Polygroup all. Yeah. It's working. When I go to insert, it goes to move automatically. I never saw that. That's a new thing to me. Okay. So how can I do this then? Okay, just gonna export this to Maya then. I don't really care if ZBrush is making my life hard. I am just gonna go to Maya and work in there. Here we are. Let me minimize this because it's getting in the way of everything. First, I can offset this. Bridge this. Just a simple thing that ZBrush was not letting me do. So go figure, right? Okay, let me see if it's gonna let me do my things now. Okay, nice, nice, yes. I bring my reference back, so like it has this little thingy in the middle. Which I think is cool. And I want to remove, let me see, like this should be fine. I will delete some edge loops from this. Delete, 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 and delete. Because I want to have only 8. So I'm able to bevel them. Oop. 2 rows. Yeah, that sounds good. I want to be slightly more exaggerated here, just so I have like a cool look. Let me see how this is working. If I try to apply some subdivision to it. Yeah, that sounds good enough. Okay, now I just want to rotate it a bit. Oh. There. What? Oh, I have like symmetry. What am I trying to do? Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let me fill the object. Yes. And here I want to insert a bit more loops just to make this a bit better. Bevel this and bevel this. Yep, sounds good. Make it only one poly group. And now I want to merge them together. So I'm wondering if I should try. Let me try. I will try. Merge this down. One poly group out of this. Duplicate it. I'm gonna add some subdivisions. Okay. That sounds about okay. And I'm gonna try to Dynamesh this. Let me see. 128 is too little. I think I need a bit more. So 2000. Let me see. Yeah, this is skipping the shapes nicely. Yeah, just to have like everything all together, you know. And I will duplicate this yet again. Let me just leave only this in here. Maybe I can ZBrush it. I'm just trying to make my life very easy, not to have like I don't like to model these things too much. Like I get kind of lazy when I'm doing that, like for a personal project like this. So yeah, I'm just trying to make my life very easy here. Okay. Did I duplicate it again? Yeah. 0.25. Let me see if this is good enough. Yeah, I think so. And now I want to project my details. Get rid of this. It's just getting in my way, like 24,000 to 900, so I need to subdivide it a couple times. 59. That's okay. And now I'm gonna project my details into my new mesh. And that should give me a fair result. Now we'll keep, let me see. This is too much, I think. 14,000 on only this. It's like an absurd. Okay. Yeah, this sounds okay to me. Del lower and del higher. Yes. Let me bring the fishing rod back. Let me bring everything back. Hello, we have like another viewer. That's super cool. I'm not advertising any of these lives yet, because I'm trying to test the waters. Like, I'm gonna stay for a little while doing this, just to see how I feel doing this. So it is super cool to have people here watching me. Every little one of you counts a lot to me. So thank you for being here. I appreciate that. So let me bring back my reference. We're gonna have to have 5 of those. Let me duplicate it. 1, 2, okay. Try to place it in a way, in a cool way here. Okay, let me see. I'm eyeballing this, and this is never the way to go, but you know, I kind of think this could like create some little tiny mistakes, and for a character like this, I think like that looks cool, you know, if not everything is in like the exact position it should be for a fishing rod. So this is kind of creating like it's getting thicker than it needs to be. That is a problem, but I can try to deal with that later. Okay. Okay, it's okay to me. Oh, we have 4 viewers. Super nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. If it's not too much to ask, you could, if you enjoy this kind of content, I would love to have your like. I'm not used to asking for these things yet, but people say it's super important, right? So yeah. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take this to Maya now just to do the line. I don't know how to say this in English, but like I could do this like with like maybe a Z-sphere here, but I don't like it. I don't like the kind of like geometry that the Z-sphere gives me. So I'm just gonna go to Maya real quick to create this, and yeah. So let me export this. It's an OBJ. Go back to Maya. Import it back, and the other one as well. I could import this as an FBX, but you know, I'm used to doing this with OBJs, so just here we go. Let me just get rid of the material that it creates. Delete my unused nodes. Yeah. This is good. Let me group this character here just so I can hide it temporarily. Okay. And then I will create this little curve here. Maybe just put 3 in here. 1, 3. To form that little belly. Make this like nice curve. Yeah, that sounds okay. And I don't know why Maya messes with like all of the curve points. Might be doing this wrong. I don't know. If you guys know any different way to not let that happen, I would love to know. Okay, so you go here, and you go here. I want to make this a bit tighter. Yeah, this works. Just put this like a bit here, because like I'm gonna need a bit of space for the hook. And let me work on these little points. You see, Maya does like you create things like perfectly, and then Maya messes with every little thing. Go figure, right? And then you gotta like understand what's going on here, you know? It's so weird. I don't understand it at all. I want to have a little pinch here. A bit of gravity in this point, and this vertex here would be cool. And here we go again with 3 points that always get messed up. Just a little pinch and a bit of gravity here. Oof. Oop. This one goes here, and this one goes on the top. And just a bit of gravity here as well. I will be able to tweak these things in ZBrush later, but it's always nice to have like something that would be looking good from the get-go, I think. And then I will create a sweep. Let me just minimize my reference here. I'll create a sweep mesh out of this. And I will have 16 sides, would be nice. Precision, we'll crank this up to 100%. Tell it to optimize it. And my profile will be like very thin. It's very sensitive. Okay, I think this is looking good. Yep, I think I can use this. Okay, just maybe this is a bit too much. Let me see if like 90% would be nice and no optimizing. 90% is not nice. 95%. Yeah. 98%. And optimize. Yep. I guess I don't have too much of a choice here. I have to go to with like 99, 100%. Just wanted to avoid like having more polygons, but it's okay. Export this on top of my only OBJ that I use for a project. I try to be like that, just to try and be more organized about everything that I do. Let me duplicate this guy and import it on top of it now. Yep, that's looking kind of cool. And I will apply like a little less saturated, brighter value to this object here, just to have it working nicely. Okay. And now I am going, oh, there's a boot here that I didn't know existed. Okay, let me delete it. Here we go. Sometimes you end up with a bit of junk in your ZBrush files, right? I have to remind myself of to try and be organized with everything. It's not always easy. Okay, let me just tweak this a little bit just to make it a bit more interesting. This is one of the parts that I enjoy the most, you know, like just getting to chill, work on, like, explore some shapes, see what works and what not. Move topological just so I don't mess with anything else. Yeah, but now I'm not able to, let me see, the optimize. It's not ideal. I need more resolution here. So let me just add a bit more. Oh, I don't want to bevel anything. I want to insert multiple edge loops. Oh. Why so hard, ZBrush? Why so hard? Yeah, this is a bit more than what I wanted, but should be fine. Okay. Yep. I think I'm happy enough for the time being with this. And also, let me bring my reference back. I want to create this little guy here. I think it would be kind of cool. I'm gonna have, like, just to explain why I'm doing the fishing rod, like I want to have like him kind of posed, like holding the fishing rod, like a bit annoyed with everything in life. So that's why I'm building this fishing rod. Go back to my move, because I get a bit annoyed with the move topological from time to time. Okay, I'm gonna append a new cylinder just to work on this real quick. It's okay, like an 8 side cylinder, yeah. Just to make these bevels a little bit easier. So I'm gonna come here and divide it 8 times, 3 times. Yep, sounds okay. Make a polymesh 3D and append it. Now I want to give it the same color as this little dude here. Rotate it like so. Scale it down. Ooh. Rotate it once like that. think, yeah, I need to leave some space in here, right? So maybe, maybe something like that would be nice. And I don't care too much. Just want to have like enough space. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. And I will, let me see. Oof, I don't know if ZBrush will let me inset things. I don't know why it was not letting me inset polygons. Yeah, like I cannot click inset. This is so weird. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to work on Maya for that as well. Go figure, right? At least it's easier. Okay. Just offset this a little bit. Extrude it. Okay. I just want to inset this guy here. Just a bit. Just like that. Extrude it and come here and absolute transform, I think it is. Yes. Put it on 0. Now I can just duplicate it. What? Oh. I think I did something here in Pure Ref, not in Maya. This is good. Freeze transformations. Let me merge both together. Combine them. Delete the history. Come here and merge the vertices. This should be good. So I want to bevel like pretty much everything that I have in here. Let me just turn symmetry on, make my life easier. Okay, I'm gonna bevel this. Let me do everything. All at once, living dangerously. Just leaving this. Okay, looks like it's working. Yep, I like this. Yep, I will go with that. And bring it back here. Import, import. Oh. Yeah, this is working. Oh, let me fill the object with the color. No. Just bring this up a bit. Yeah. I have to decide how I'm going to do this here, or if I'm going to do it at all. Let's see. Okay. And let me just take a look at some stuff from the live. Oh, it's been already half an hour. I don't even see the time passing. Wow. Goes so fast. Okay, so now I want to do this little handle here. So I'm gonna bring a cube. Okay, this keeps getting in my way. Let me try to put it there and see if it works. A little cube. So I'm gonna make, like, I'm not gonna worry too much about the number of subdivisions right now because I'll make this cube a Q-cube. I'll show you guys, in case you don't know what it is. I'm just gonna make it a polymesh. Ready? Come here. Append my new cube. And now I'm gonna go to initialize again. And I want a Q-cube. Q-cube. Just gonna put it one in every resolution and poof, get a Q-cube. So I just wanted like a very, very simple cube with no subdivisions at all. So that's what I got. Make it tiny, tiny, tiny. I'm using a mouse to model. This is not ideal. I don't want to use a mouse. I'm placing it kind of like in the middle. And I will taper this a bit. So let me just select just that. Taper it a bit, just so it looks a bit more interesting. Okay, that sounds okay. And now, in the reference, it's like a bit bigger, so maybe I can exaggerate it a bit. Let me try something. Dynameshing this thing. 512. I think my objects are very small to ZBrush, so I need like a higher resolution. And I will use my knife lasso. Yep. Hey Igor. Hey, nice. I'm sorry for that, man. Like, yeah, like I had to stop for a while. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go back to ICS. Maybe not. I'm not sure yet. But Marcio is like a great teacher, and I'm sure you're learning a lot with him. And like I am planning on having my own course, but like separate from anything else, like launching something on Gumroad or anything like that. So yeah, like if you're interested in that, I'll keep you posted. Yeah, I'll talk more about that. It's cool that you're in Bahia. Like, do you work there? Are you a character artist or a 3D artist? Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate that. Now, I just wanted to say that we reached 6 viewers, which is my personal best. Okay, I am very happy to have you all here with me. So I'm just gonna do these little thingies here, just because I want to have something cooler. I hate this dynamic thingy that ZBrush has. Like, I never got used to it. I don't know if you guys use it. Just break the silhouette of this guy a bit more. Make it look like it's like handmade. And let me give it a different color as well. I think for now this is fine. Yeah, this is looking cool. like, let me try to ZBrush this. Let's see. ZBrush doesn't really like these little dents that I create. Let's see. Oh, he's not even letting me. Okay, let me see if I go to 248. Whew, even Dynamesh is having a hard time. Let me see if I ZBrush this now. Yeah, that sounds okay. It's like a lot of polygons for just a small things like that. A small thing like that. And I can just like come here and work a bit more on this. Yeah, that sounds cool. And then I want to create this other thingy here, so I'm gonna grab another cylinder, maybe a 16-sided one. This one sounds okay-ish. Okay, just make it very tiny. Yeah, like so. It sounds okay-ish to me. Just bring my gizmo back to the back. His hands are huge, so I don't think anything would fit into his hands. But like, I'm not too worried about that. I just want to make something that would look like if it looks a bit inappropriate for him, it's even better for me, you know. So I'm trying to make this look like a fun thing. Insert some loops here. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna get my gizmo and get it to bend curve. Resolution for this. And then I'm gonna use this handle here to give me the result that I'm looking for. A bit exaggerated. Let's not overdo it too much. Although I do like the exaggerated forms. That's what I do with my work. I exaggerate things. We talked a little on Instagram about that tutorial that you did for cloth and Maya. Are you planning more of that? Or even some kind of mentorship? Hey Cairo, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here. Yeah, like I'm planning, like I have a lot of ideas in my mind about many things I want to talk about. Right now, like I'm experimenting with these lives to see how it goes. Like just having fun, just creating something, you know. But like I have many ideas on my mind about tutorials and even mentorships and even like a full course. You know, it takes time, but yeah, I'm kind of like wanting to go there, you know. Like as I'm not really working for any studio right now, I'm kind of trying to focus more on kind of creating the content that I want to create, and just going with the flow for now. But yeah, like very convoluted answer from me, but it is, I am thinking about having these kinds of things, yes. thank you again for being here. Okay, so maybe let me see if the ZBrush will let me extrude things, because it's not letting me inset anything. Extrude a polygroup. Oh yeah. Okay, thank you, ZBrush. Thank you for being so kind. I will move. Can I move? Okay. As you can see, I am not very familiar with ZModeler. I'm trying to get more used to it. Like, I'm trying to like make my workflow be more like modeling wise, be more centered into ZBrush than in Maya. So yeah, I'm taking my time to learn it. Okay, this doesn't work. Transpose, where's my transpose? Okay, transpose, polygroup all. The only way this works is like this, right? I need to make a mask. I don't like to work like that, but it is what it is. Let's extrude this again. Transpose it. Okay. And now I can extrude it again. Transpose it again. Here we go. Maybe a bit more. Oh. Okay. Like the one in the reference is definitely like different than what I'm doing here, but I don't care too much about it. I just want to like have something in my mind and create what I want to create and see whatever looks good for me, you know. Although I'm trying to kind of copy what the person did here. It's also like a good thing for me to just let it go, just relax and create something. Okay, so just a little sphere here would be nice, just to have like that extra detail there. Ooh, so big. Use like a 16 and 16 subdivisions in each mesh is what I like to use always. Pending. Oh, this always finds a way to get in the way, right? Here we go. I could just like mask something out of here and just have a little mesh, but like it's okay. I want to work like this, even though it's a bit slower. Igor, I do work for games and government-funded studio, from modeling to animation, not so good as you expect. But pay the bills is in the entertainment area and trying to finish my degree in design. Oh, that's amazing, Igor. Like, you know, working for studios and for anything is hardly. It's gonna be rarely something that you expect or what the company expects. Like, there's a lot of like things that we need to adapt to, and they also need to adapt to, right? But it's amazing that you're doing something that you're already working in the industry, and if you're so you're trying to finish your degree, you know, like that's super cool. I have worked for many companies right now. And like right now the industry is like very hard, especially like projects are not being greenlit for anything. So like nobody's hiring. I'm living in Canada right now, right? Like I'm in Vancouver. And like the company's like everything is like frozen, you know. I know that maybe Animal Logic is working on something, Sony is working on something as well, but like it's pretty stale. The industry is pretty stale. So like that's kind of frightening right now. The state of the industry right now is like, oof. I hope it gets better soon, you know? Like when I came to Canada, things were really nice. Like everybody was hiring. But it is what it is, right? Just fill this with a different color. Just want to make this insert an edge loop here. Kaya, why do you think that this is happening? COVID recovering, maybe? Well, yeah, like, you know, like I got here in Canada in 2021. It was like the middle of COVID. I needed to do a quarantine and all of that thing that everybody had to pass through, right? And like, I think with COVID came like a huge wave of people needing content, you know? So a lot of companies were hiring. Everybody was hiring. Like I got to talk with like, I don't know how many companies I talked with. And like I got offered like a lot of contracts, you know? And like it's funny because it became to me like the standard. You know, I thought, oh, like here, like you can talk to all these companies like that if just by being here, like people want to talk to you. But turns out it was just like a boom with COVID. With COVID came that boom in the industry, you know? And like after that, I think like there was the strike from the writers, and that made everything be like people started like laying off a bunch of people, you know? And it didn't recover yet. So I think this is like a COVID thing, yeah. But I think it's also related to AI in some sort of way, because like people are already starting to like use AI and like kind of replace artists. I don't know if this is actually gonna happen, like if artists are really gonna be replaced by AI. It's a thing that I fear a lot. But I think it's a mix of both, if that answers your question. But yeah, like I think in the whole world, things are kind of hard right now, right? Like back when I was in Brazil, things were pretty hard as well for everybody. You know, getting a job was really hard. Although I did have a stable situation in Brazil. Would you guys like to get out of Brazil, work somewhere else? Or would you be willing to like stay there? Okay, for the hook, think I'll go back to Maya to do that with a curve. Yeah, I think that would be nice. I don't want to do exactly the same hook. Well, it's going to be it's going to look alike, but like, I don't care to do exactly the same thing that I see here. Okay. Just doing something very, very loose, just to get the over shape. And then I can just mess with the well, there was a time I thought about that. Recently, I think it's best to earn dollars and live in Brazil and have a pretty good life. Yeah, no, like, I am, I've been thinking about that for a long time. And I'm considering, like, just going back to Brazil because it is a really good place to live. Like, when you get out of Brazil, you realize that the places you dream about, like, I don't know, like, not everybody dreams about that, right? But like, I used to. But you realize that they're just like, places like everything else, they have their pros and cons. So I am really considering going back to Brazil and trying to earn life in dollars and be just comfortable there, It's not a bad idea. You are thinking correctly, Kyle, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Okay, I know for sure that Maya will not respect my wishes. Ooh, this is very big. That's what you get when you don't think too much to create something. It's okay, nothing is final here. And this is very different. Let me try to refine this a bit. Here, I really want to go to know how things work in-house for at least 1 or 2 years to improve my English and daily basis too. In long term, I prefer to stay here, but who knows the future? Yeah, no, like, it's definitely like an experience worth living. If you want to like improve your English, this will do wonders for your English. Like being in an English-speaking country will make your English like go from one level to another one really quickly, because using it on a daily basis, like, it's just totally different than being in Brazil and just, you understand what I mean, right? Yeah, like, yeah, it's totally like it will change you in many ways, like being away from your country, needing to adapt to a new culture, and especially like in Vancouver, which is a place that has so many different cultures, and that's a very cool thing to live, like you're gonna find like a lot of Asians, Indians, Mexicans, Spanish, like people from all around the world. That's amazing. That's a really cool thing to have, and it's a really safe place to be as well. Vancouver is a really safe place comparing to anything in Brazil. Cannot even like begin, to talk about it. Okay, let me sweep this mesh as well. Make it a rectangle. I don't want any corner segments, no corner depth. The profile is going to be like, yeah, 100% precision and optimize it. Just it needs to give me like a lot of unwanted polygons, right? 0. Oh, corner radius. Yeah, I was doing the wrong thing. And then I want to taper it. That's why I like this curve approach in Maya, because I can taper things like this. I went to Toronto a couple years ago as a tourist, and I really like that city, but it's so expensive. Yeah, yeah, Toronto. I think Toronto and Vancouver are the most expensive places to live in Canada. I think Vancouver is even more expensive because Vancouver doesn't get a lot of snow. Toronto gets a lot of snow. Like you get snow like 4 or 5 months a year, and in Vancouver it's like a week, you know? So people really want to come to Vancouver, which is cool, but it's also like it also makes things way more expensive. Okay, 97, 99, 98, 98.5. Nah. Okay, just work with that. I wish I had like a width taper curve as well. I would like to have the experience to go to Europe. Like I lived in France for a while and it was amazing. So I would like to go back there. Hey Daniel, how's it going, man? Oh, of course I remember you, man. I'm sorry, like, I know that everybody in here is like Brazilian, and we could be speaking Portuguese, but I want to keep these lives in English, just because I want to like talk to as many people as I can, you know? And of course I need to advertise these lives as well, right? For that to happen, but like, just again, running some tests here to see how I adapt to that. But yeah, Daniel, like, of course I remember you. It was a cool time in Senac, man. I miss these times. Okay, let me just. How's it going? Like, did you stop or did you continue with your ZBrush skills? Maybe I want that, or no, maybe I'll go just a bit of like 0.2, and then I will just taper everything down, and then I'll make this really thick here. Oh, thank you, man. It's nice to have you here, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate that. I really want to create some quality content. You're working with Max, but sometimes I do models in ZBrush. Oh, nice, Max, man. Like, it's been ages since I last opened that software. Are you working with like architecture or something like that, or is it like full-on animation? Okay, let me go back here. I'm gonna start deleting some things. Can you tell me more about the movies, animations, games you worked on? Yeah, sure. Like, I worked on, like, I think the last thing that I have on Netflix would be a movie called Leo. It's I worked on that movie for Animal Logic. I spent like a year working there with them. It was a very nice experience. But unfortunately, like, they had to let me go because they didn't have any more projects for me, you know. And since Leo, they didn't release anything else. Like, they got acquired by Netflix, so they're called Netflix now. They're not Animal Logic anymore. I don't know if you guys know that studio, but it's a very big one. It's one of the, like, I think it's like, it would be like, in terms of like how big studios are, it would be Disney, DreamWorks, Sony, and then Animal Logic. These would be like the big four in animation, right? Like, not in VFX. Sony is like huge in VFX as well. I was working on a game. It's a very cool game. I cannot say what it is because it's under an NDA, so I cannot say anything about that. But it's a thing that I'm really proud to have worked on. But like, I'm not really, like, working with low poly for me, it's like very hard. I don't have the background, and I don't like to have to use less polygons, and like, there's a whole workflow for games for now, like right now, that doesn't work for me, you know, so I had to leave. Yeah, okay. I'm doing images for a furniture company here in Brazil. Oh, nice, man. Nice. That's super cool. So you're learning and more. You must be using V-Ray as well, right? So I wonder if you're learning more about rendering and all that stuff. You know, that's super useful. Yes, I understand that. This is why I'm pushing my English limits. Oh, I live in Salvador, only because of the university. I'm from a countryside city, and security there is heaven compared to Salvador. Oh yeah, like, I think if you go to smaller cities in Brazil, it gets way better, right? Like, I'm from São Paulo, so I never knew anything different from São Paulo. São Paulo can be really dangerous. It's not like, I think sometimes people think São Paulo is more dangerous than it actually is. But yeah, like, I think that if you go to smaller cities in Brazil, it must be way more secure, way safer. Yeah, Cairo. It's with Adam Sandler. Yeah, I worked on that movie a lot. It was a fun time. He even went to the studio once in Vancouver. It was nice. And I saw Neil Druckmann here, you know, the creator of The Last of Us. He was just walking around town because they were filming Last of Us 2 here, the second season. So he was just walking around downtown, like nothing happened, you know. It was super cool. Are you using Corona, Daniel? People say that Corona is like really nice. I never used it. I am living in Canada right now, but I don't know. I'm considering like going back. Let me see how this would work. I'm not sure. Okay, this is too much. So let me. Okay. Yeah, like, you know, I didn't get the opportunity of speaking with him, of course, but he was there like, hey guys, how's it going? You know? He seems to be like a very nice guy, yeah. Sometimes we would have like meetings, and he would just show his face in Zoom, you know? because he needs to be in the United States, right? He cannot be in Canada all the time. But it was super cool, you know. It was a nice experience. And then like, just to sum it up, like when I got out of like the gaming company I was working for, I didn't find any more jobs. Like I'm on the hunt right now, but I'm not even sure I want to go back to studios. Like it's a battle in my head right now, because the industry has a way of making you feel very, very tired, and creating my own content, my own courses, my own seems like a very, very appealing life choice right now. If that makes any sense. In company there I'm working now, the workflow is full low poly, but my learning was based on processes that include high poly to low. My mind is freaking every single day in work. Yeah, I imagine. It's something that you have to adapt to, right? Like I don't know how it is to like work with only low poly. I never had to do that. But like I come from advertising, right? So like advertising is full on like feature animation process, right? And so like going to games for me was really challenging. I was working on one, oh yeah, like before this one that I cannot disclaim, I was working on, I don't know if you guys know, I think you guys know Borderlands, right? So I was working on, there's a character from that game that was called Tiny Tina. So yeah, I was working on Tiny Tina 2. And it was like a very painterly style game. It was looking super cool, but it got canceled, unfortunately. But it was like a super, super nice environment to work on. We were working with Gearbox, and it was super, super nice. Working for studios, you have that stability, right? I confess that I'm not much of a freelancer type of guy. I prefer working for a company and having some freelancing work on the side. So yeah, like I've always been like you, Kayo. Like I've always preferred to have the stability of the studio, and it has many, many perks. But right now, like I don't know, it's hard to have creativity, to feel like you're being creative, and it's like sometimes you can feel like you're not using your full potential as an artist because you get limited to doing one thing. Like the industry in Canada is very different than the industry in Brazil. Like in Brazil, you need to be like very generalist. You need to do a bit of everything. If you do a bit of everything, people like you'll be like seen as a better artist. But in Canada, in the United States, in North America, it's totally different. You're gonna be doing like a little part of a little thing, and that's gonna be your work, you know? So that kind of frustrates me a bit. So like I'm trying to like think about what's best for the future, you know? And with AI, I think things are gonna look very, very different in a matter of like I don't know how much time. But yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, like maybe it would be nice to try and be more present online, try to create like something more unique, you know? I don't know. I work as a video editor for an agency here in Brazil, but I'm working on my portfolio, so okay, so you can work on some freelance as a 3D artist. Okay, so like you work for as a video editor for like advertising, as for an agency, like would that be something like that? Like working as a video editor for sure gives you like a lot of good background that you can use as a 3D artist, for sure. Let me see. I completely blanked out here about what I need to do for the hook. Okay. Let me see here. Bridge. Working for studios. Oh no. I thought I had a new chat, but I do not. Let me just work on this thingy here real quick. And I plan to finishing this guy on Blender because I want to do something a bit more stylized in terms of rendering. I don't know how that will work, but I'm trying to learn more about that, you know? So yeah, maybe it's gonna be like a lot of trial and error. Okay. But I think it might be fun. I work as a no, I already read. When are you gonna do an online course for it? So yeah, like I was talking to Cairo about that. I have already like a plan in mind to working on a full course. So I'm gonna start. Like I need to start working on it. I didn't start working on it yet, but like I have already like kind of like a character design that I want to do, and I want to go through everything. You know, it's gonna be like a full course on Maya, and maybe V-Ray, maybe Arnold. I don't know, like, but I'm gonna go through everything, every part of the process of like character creation. You know, how I try to design like a character, how I try to like how I model everything, how I UV unwrap, how I texture, how I do hair and rendering and lighting and like shading and all of that. I'm
not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, Alexa is trying to talk to me right now. That was so funny. Yeah, like grooming, yeah. On on Xgen, yeah. I'm gonna use Xgen. I also like have a very complicated relationship with Xgen, but I think I mostly love it and hate it. I think. I'm not sure. Why do you love and hate it? I think like Xgen for me was like the way that I forced myself into like really learning, really trying to learn more about grooming, because before that I could not get anywhere near it. It was too hard for me. You know, like I just couldn't do anything related to that. Okay, this is a bit too big yet. Delete the curve. And it's way chunkier than what I have here, but it's okay. I don't mind. I like things to be chunky. I want this character to feel like a bit chunkier, you know? Have you ever tried to make hair in Blender? No, not yet. That's why I'm sticking to Maya for now. But I do want to learn, because like people say it's really nice. It was a project that I closed for the night, and the next day every description collection was gone. Oh my god, I know the feeling, Kyle. Oh my god, like XGen, if you don't do exactly what XGen wants you to do, it will mess up with your scene in I don't know how many ways. It will destroy your dignity. It will like end your hope to having a project. I know the feeling. You're not alone. Most likely what caused it was not setting up the project nicely. Because if you don't have the correct folders, XGen will not be able to like save the maps and the descriptions and everything. But what I recommend for you is like, if you want to try it right now, when you finish working with a description in XGen, transform it to interactive. It's in here, convert to interactive grouping. You convert it to interactive, then it's going to bake everything that you have, and you're not going to have like any problems with it anymore. Like you're going to have like a baked hair. You're not going to be able to like go in there and adjust the grooming and the clumps and the noises anymore. But it's a way to make sure that what you had will be exactly the same. So yeah, if that makes your life easier, if you want to like work on that right now, maybe you can try that. I'm trying to create a unique face to my work, starting from a drawing fundamentals course and try to make a blend between 2D and 3D aside my degree, Marcio course, and many things. Oh yeah, Igor, like that's what I think that's where we're kind of heading right now, right? Like trying to blend 3D and 2D and make it look like more 2D-ish. I think that's super interesting, and I am trying to do the same, and I'm trying to like have my own thing as well as you're trying to do. So like I want to do the same with this character, you know. I want to like go to a more 2D-ish approach to it. Yeah, no worries, Cairo. If you run into any kind of trouble, you can let me know. You can like get in touch in Instagram. We can talk about that. I'd be happy to help. Let me save this just because Maya has a tendency. Oh, it's not gonna let me bevel things, so I'm gonna have to work like this. I don't like this too much, but maybe I can deal with it on ZBrush. Maybe it would be better. Okay. Very chunky, eh? Should I unchunkify this? or should I go on with this, guys? What do you think about it? Duplicate this. Use the same color to it. Oh, nope. I don't like this as well. Not in that meaning, but more like 2D to make some concepts for myself, in 3D to make a proof of concept. Oh yeah, I see. So like, you're talking about viz deving, right? Am I right? Well, thank you, Cairo. Thank you so much for that. That's reassuring. Yeah, that is my own concept. I started like just playing with spheres, which you can see that I still have them here. Nothing changed. Everything is like a Dynamesh of a Dynamesh of a Dynamesh. But like, I think this is my favorite thing to do, you know? Just messing around with the shapes in ZBrush. Oh, nice. Yeah, like, I've been trying to, like, hands are something very, very hard for me to do as well. But like it's always like a hard question for me to how to stylize hands, right? So I'm just trying to make these like these sausages, you know, just getting a cube and tapering it and just like calling it a finger, you know, and I think it works. Like I still need to work on them quite a lot, I think, because they have like some very basic shapes. But I want to pose them, so I'm just letting them sit there for a while, and then I'm gonna go back to them. I think in 3D I spend a lot of time in things that can be so very fast in 2D. Yeah, I feel you, Igor. Like in 2D, like I feel like if you know what you're doing, because I don't know, I'm not very good at 2D. You can be like, okay, like I want to do this, like let me just test it in 2D, right? And in 3D, you have to mess with a lot of things to get it done. The hands from that cowboy you did look so good. I have this kind of hard edge. They look clean. Oh, thank you. That was, yeah, like that was a very good exercise for me, actually. Like you mean the cowboy, the very chunky cowboy that's like in a night scene, because I have two cowboys. But yeah, like I really like those hands, you know. Like I'm going for a different approach to this character here because I think he demands something different. But yeah, like I really like that hard edge, like on the top, and like making a curved edge, a curved surface on the bottom. That works really well. Okay. Let me just, I want to work a little bit in here. Insert a single edge loop. Another one here. Let me move this just a little, move infinite, right? Shift. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah, like that was a very, very fun project to work on. But I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do those hands, you know, to make them look like they were like organic enough, but also like stylized enough, you know. It's always a process, right? But one that I enjoy a lot. I should not have like beveled this. Yeah, I think that looks better. Let me try to make this guy look a bit more organic. I'm not sure this is gonna work. There you go. Use a very weak, smooth brush. And just give it a bit more of stylize this a bit more. Yeah, I think I want to like inflate this guy here just a bit, just to have like the second season. I started watching it. Well, I watched the first season, of course. It's one of the most amazing things ever created by mankind. But like, I started watching the first season. I watched only one episode, and I'm like, okay, I guess I want to wait for everything to come out, and I can binge watch it, like everything all at once, you know? It's like thinking you can try so many more compared to 3D. You have some hard work to make one thing happen instead of 2D when you can come with hundreds of tests. Yeah, I feel you. Like, I've grown very, very used to testing things in 3D, but I feel like I should like hone my 2D skills a bit so I could make some quick tests, you know? Especially because I wanna work more with like VizDev, but VizDev in 3D, not in 2D. But like, of course, having those 2D skills would help me a lot. Those are 3D models and some stylized textures. I really need to learn how to do that. Looks amazing. Yeah. So like, I also like get myself, like, I wonder a lot about how they do that, especially like the hair. The hair looks insane. It's like, what did they do there? But like the characters, I think they are like 3D, very standard 3D characters with a lot of painting on top, you know, like some really serious talent, like for painting those models. But yeah, like they are 3D with like, I don't know, the shading like it seems to react to light, the shaders. So I think yeah, but like it's all like hand painted. It's insane. It's amazing. Okay, just a little sphere here. I need to make this little knot as well. And something to be here with this guy. I guess I'm not gonna do this detail here. Yeah, maybe I need to do this as well. Which is a little annoying, but it is what it is, right? We need to force ourselves to do the details. I bet that there's much post-production on top of everything. Of course, yeah. Like, there is a lot of post-production. Yeah, like, you know, a fun fact, like, when I used to live in France, like, I went there because I already like really liked French animation, like from things that came from Gobelin. I don't know if you know that school, but like it's like one of the best animation schools in the world. Uh, so like I went there to like try to find a job, try to like work with the French, drink from their water, right? And the company that does Arcane is called Fortiche. So like I went there, and they were super tiny, and they were working on like a little code play video, and they were like, oh okay, like maybe you could work with us, and they wanted me to work on that code play video, but I could not because of my passport, because like they could not pay me. I didn't have like a working visa, right? So yeah, like since then I was like, oh man, like look at what these guys became. You know, they're like the hottest production thingy that exists right now, right? Is that a 2D as a concept and a solution tool as a resource for 3D too? Yeah, no, like I think you're totally right, Igor. Like following that path is like super cool. It's like it will take you higher, you know, if you only chose to learn 3D, like it would be harder, you know. You're on the right path. Keep doing it. I'm thinking of like hosting some like work reviews within my lives as well. Would you guys be interested in that? Would you think that this is like a cool thing to have? Like maybe having like a Discord channel and getting in there and talking about your guys' works, you know? I think that could be like a useful thing for people. Where are you? One thing that I hate about Maya is that if I isolate a tool like that and I want to create a curve now, it's not going to let me see the curve. Cool, Kyle. It's nice to know that you would like to have something like that. So yeah, like I need to think about like how these lives will go on, you know. But yeah, I definitely have that in mind, and knowing that you would want something like that makes everything easier. Let me try to see if I can make this be a little less boring of a process right now. Because I just want to have like some detail. It doesn't even need to be like super well done. Are you guys more of like Maya users or Blender users? I don't remember if I already asked you guys that. Okay. If I have any time to do something for portfolio, it would be nice to me, as I don't have this time. I think it would be good for people here. Yeah. Like if you like, this would be for like anybody who's like doing their own personal work right now, and they would need or they would want some form of advice to like where they're going to, you know, if you, in case you have anything and you want to discuss it, that would be cool. And I also need to think about like creating a Discord channel, because I never did something like that in my life before. Yeah, that sounds okay-ish. Bring that to ZBrush and work on it a bit more. What do you guys think about AI? Do you think it will replace us? Are you guys afraid of that? This is a thing that does not come out of my mind, you know, right now. Move topological can be so good and so bad at the same time. Working on a Batman model. I finished the armor, did the UVs and texture, but I didn't quite like it. I'm trying to figure it out. Other designs. I tried to render on Unreal, but didn't like the result. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like it would be cool to take some time to talk about that, man, if you would like to. Like I never used Unreal in my life, so I wouldn't be able to do any give you any technical advice on that, on how to get like a better render from Unreal. But yeah, like we can discuss the design if you want, and other types of technical aspects as well, as like UVs or I don't know. Yeah, that sounds okay-ish. How do you deal with not liking the model after so? That can be extremely frustrating, man. Like, like, I like with time passing, I got better at it. I got like, okay, like, I know how to see if I'm gonna like the model or not from the early stages. Like, I allow myself more time to stay on the early stages to do something that, okay, I think this is working, and now I'm gonna go to the detailing and start doing things for real. But it's a very, very hard thing to deal with. It's like, it can make you feel like an imposter. It can make you feel like you shouldn't be doing that, and all of that, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, you just need to be like, okay, failing is normal, and I just need to keep at it. You know, you just need to keep doing it. There's no There's no, I think there's no other answer for that, you know, unfortunately. I started my journey learning Max. Now work in Blender and studying Lookup with Marcio and Maya. But thinking after that, after many things that I have to do and study Houdini. Oh wow, Igor, you have a lot on your plate, man. And are you comfortable in all of these softwares, except in Houdini that I don't think you've ever opened it, did you? I tried to render on Unreal because of some artists that I follow, but since it's a model for animation movies, I think it's best to render on Arnold. Yeah, like, you know, I think nowadays it's like you can get a pretty similar result with like anything that you choose. Unreal is gonna give you like an absurdly cool result. But I don't know, like Arnold for me would be easier to get something good out of it, you know? Unreal is insane nowadays. It's like, what can I say? It's like one of the best tools, if not the best tool to work right now. And like every production is going to start using Unreal in their workflow as well, you know? Like I see so many people, so many companies hiring for Unreal, like for like real-time projects, you know, even though they're like VFX companies. So yeah, working in Unreal, it can be like a huge bonus on your resume. I said that I never worked in Unreal, and that was a lie. I had to when I was working for the gaming company that I used to work on. But like my boss would just help me out with a lot of things, you know, that I didn't know how to do. So I don't know if that counts. I was having only trouble in Maya on modeling side of things, but now I'm very comfortable because of the workflow on Max and Blender that's in modifier stacks. Yeah, like Max also has like this modifier thingy, right? I never really enjoyed using Max, but Blender, I'm really enjoying it. I am thinking about like starting to shift, you know, starting to like go towards Blender for modeling. I cannot yet because I'm too used to Maya's modeling tools, but maybe one day. But for rendering, like for shading, I am getting more and more comfortable using Blender. I've been trying to study like some stylized shading, and it's amazing. It's really organic. Go. Let me just apply a darker color to this guy. A bit more saturated as well. Just a bit of inflate so I can see it better. There we go. I'm not sure this is gonna work, but I will try. There much difference from V-Ray and Arnold. I think the CPU render on Arnold looks better than the GPU render. It takes so much time. I was thinking about using V-Ray or Redshift. So like, you know, I never had any difference between the GPU and the CPU rendering. It's like it's gonna be doing like the same thing, right? But just using your GPU. I'm not sure. I may be saying something very wrong here, but I think it's like it's not different at all. But V-Ray, I think V-Ray is like a lot faster than Arnold. I like it because of that. Like I tend to use V-Ray in every project. Like I was trying to use a bit of Arnold in my projects, but it was very heavy. But the denoising from Arnold is amazing. Okay, this is not working as I expected. Deflate it a bit. No, let me inflate this other one a bit. Have you tried RenderMan from Pixar? Never tried it. But a lot of friends tell me that it's amazing. And it's free, right? So I should definitely give it a try. Yeah, no, I'm very curious about it as well, but I never tried it, never gave it a try. Like, I think you can just download it and just test it on your own. Like, but it shouldn't be too different from anything that we have. Like, Arnold and V-Ray should behave like a lot like RenderMan. Okay, that was a failed attempt. Oh, is it heavy? I don't know. Like, for me it would be like just like it would be just uncharted territory, you know? I would need to learn everything. You know what I'm not liking too much? Cycles. Like, I really like Eevee because of how easy it is to get some stylized look with it. But Cycles seems a bit chunky to me. It's like it's a bit sluggish, you know? I don't know. Maybe I just need to learn how to use it better. But my experience with it so far was not the best. I don't know with XPU. Yeah, maybe XPU could speed things up. Well, I'm always using GPU now because it's way faster. It's way faster than using CPU. And V-Ray has a good thing that it lets you mix both CPU and GPU, so it makes everything way faster. In Arnold, if I'm not mistaken, you cannot do that. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here's Blender for some miniature statue rendering and hair cards. Yeah, like I think Blender is a very versatile software for, I don't know, at least for stylized things. Okay, I gotta admit that I thought doing this rod would be way faster. No, we're almost 2 hours into the live, and I still didn't finish it. It's crazy. That's cool. It's been like nice and chill to work on it. Okay, I forgot to. Yeah. Okay, let me try to do it again. Yeah, me neither. I'm not that good with Blender, Kyle. That's why I'm using Maya right now. But yeah, I want to get better at it because it's a free software, right? So what's going on? Can I duplicate it? In order, you can set a fallback system. If you're rendering in GPU, you can put CPU as backup service and vice versa. And not the two at the same time. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that in Arnold. All I know is that like I couldn't find a way to do it in Arnold, and it's very easy to do it in V-Ray. So I was like, yep, I want to use that. Okay, let me inflate this. Let me see if this will be even worth it, because like it may not be. Move. I always struggle with these spiral thingies. Yeah, maybe I can just like put one on top of the other. Make it very simple. Just so I have something there. The pumpkin scarecrow project looked good. You did everything on Blender. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, like, well, Blender and ZBrush. But like, and I use Substance Painter as well, because like I was trying to paint everything in Blender, and it was looking horrible. So I was like, okay, let me go to Substance Painter to make this look a bit better, and then then I was able to do what I wanted, But like, even so, it's like I'm like baby steps inside Blender, I still struggle a lot to get what I want from the software. Okay, let me extrude you guys just real quick. Ooh. Let me see if this is flipped, because I think it is. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, nice. You have a schedule for lives? I need to go. Yeah, like well, I don't have like a fixed schedule right now, but I'm thinking about like streaming every day for now, because I'm not working for any studio, and like I think I will end the live in just a little while, but I'll be back later today. I'm just gonna like have lunch because it's like 2 o'clock in here yet. But I'll be back like for another couple hours maybe later. So I'm not sure, but I'm gonna start like posting these things on Instagram when I feel confident enough about that. You know, just testing the waters yet. But yeah, like it's I don't know. The honest answer is I don't really know yet, but I will. But it's been really, really nice having you here, Igor, and everybody who is here as well, who's not uh, talking with us. Thank you so much for being here, for putting up with me. Really appreciate it. Crease. Yeah, I'm gonna have to detail these a bit. Yeah, I think I'm almost done with this. Yeah, I think it's talking with the character, like design-wise. I think it's there. What do you guys think? Do you think this is looking cool? Do you think I should like change something? I want to pose him like holding the rod, and well, I need to work a bit on his expression. And yeah, what haunts me the most right now is how I'm gonna do the fur. Like, I was trying to put some cards in here to see if it would work, but I think I'm gonna do that in next gen. Let's see how that works. I don't know. But yeah, like I think I will end this live for now. I'll have some lunch, and I think I'll be back later today. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate having you guys with me, and enjoy the rest of your day, and maybe see you later, maybe not.